Hi, this is Samina Sheikh here on Zoom channel, and with me today I have Hansal Mehta, Jai Mehta and Vivek. Join me as I welcome all of them on Zoom. So Lootere, I want to know from Jai, because it's your debut as a director. You have worked with the Hansal sir in the past, and you have done, work with him. But when it comes to title of Lootere, why you chose such a title?
Originally the show was called Pirates, and the thing was we just wanted a name that, if you Google, it will come up in the search first. We didn't want you to try and look for our show and have Pirates of the Caribbean come, So yeah, so Lootere also felt nice, it felt filmy, it felt fun, it felt a little more playful, which is why I think we went for it.
To all three, I have to ask this: how many times have people asked you, is there any similarity with Pirates of Caribbean? Were there any questions on that?
Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Oh no, none.
No, none.
वो तो fantasy है.
And as I saw your role, Vivek, I really loved it. I started seeing the series, and I feel like I need a different focus altogether when I'm watching the series, and you have done it very well. The expressions on your face, and it's like, where you are betrayed by your own people, and when you're trying to figure out certain things, and when you're also trying to show that power, what you hold. How was it playing this role for you, and working with Hansal sir and Jai?
It's a great gift to get a chance to play this. Like, this job has been, I am very grateful for it, to play such a character. Anything that I've done which will get appreciation or anything with the character, I think the credit would go to the script, and also to like Jai's vision and how he wanted to help me kind of create Vikrant and his choices and his sense of being. So any kind of credit would definitely go to Jai and the writing itself. And other than that, I was just, when a script or a scenario, like in this case, it was so good, it makes your job quite easy as an actor. Rajat was here earlier and we were just talking about that, about how the script can do most of the work. If the director is good and competent, and they can communicate well, then most of your job as an actor is done. You're just trying to stand out of your own way and try and achieve that. So so it was quite easy, but it was a teamwork. It was everything. And all the different departments. As an actor, you get a lot of tools. Whether the producer gets you the kind of locations we had, get to drive a wonderful Range Rover, things like, I don't own a Range Rover, but all these little quirks that you get. My costume team, my costume department, Bhagyashree was so good. It
was amazing.
The minute I see those clothes, I know that's Vikrant Gandhi, that's my character. From your shoes to your watch, and he's very good. So all these little gifts, I would say, that I would get from various departments, I think they all help form the show.
I have to ask this question to you, Hansal sir, and especially with the title, as we say, Lootere, and we've been talking about the Somalias and and Indian, about the ship. What idea you had while working on this one, and giving your inputs and bringing it to existence?
I had only one objective while getting associated with the show, was that Jai gets to make the show that he wants to, and so I, in a way, was there to protect Jai's vision, to ensure that Jai gets to blossom as a director, and to find his voice as fearlessly as possible. To use an analogy from the seas, I was there to weather the storms while he would navigate them.
But as we also talk about the series, and as we go back to the kind of craft your father has portrayed, on big screen or say on OTT series, he has this dark theme attached to it. Are you also following the same route in a way?
I don't think his work is dark.
Yeah, like he has something
maybe
which is like thriller.
Maybe one or two have like a dark-ish element, but I think it's.
मेरे काम में सबसे dark पता है क्या हुआ है? जब फिल्म चली नहीं है.
The only thing that was really dark was the theatre. But jokes apart, I feel my work is very similar to his, maybe in style, in execution. Because I have learned from him, but I think I still can't do what he does.
पर वो शाहिद में डायलॉग है कि वक्त लगता है पर हो जाता है. मतलब वो हमारी ज़िंदगी का मोटो है कि वक्त लगता है लेकिन आप अल्टीमेटली हो जाता है सब कुछ. एंड दैट्स व्हाट, कीप द फेथ एंड इट्स फॉर द वर्ल्ड टू सी.
डायलॉग्स की बात करें तो आपके डायलॉग्स काफ़ी टफ है इसमें.
Right.
और काफ़ी यानी ऐसा लग रहा है कि बेसिकली लिटरली आप ही हो वो, एंड द कैरेक्टर इज what you are in real.
Okay.
How was it like, giving those hard-hitting deliveries and all, and at the same time
Oh,
managing the balance between the personal as well as what you're doing in your professional?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't very hard to. I was like I keep saying, I was so excited to do this job, to be in this space, that I was very happy to make whatever sacrifices it needed on the personal front. And when we were all there, there's no really personal. Your crew becomes your family. You're there for so long. So that was not an issue. And in terms of the dialogues, it was great. Because Jai is, his filmography is very insane. He's worked with some very cool people. Hansal sir, Anurag, and all of that. So, and he has a good knack for writing. He has a good knack for dialogues himself. So he would always throw some googlies in there, and I had fun having a go at it. And. And it was difficult and it was fun. Sometimes I would think that he's just making me say things just for him to have fun. I wouldn't even know where it would go sometimes. But that's his way of working, you don't know what's going to go where. But yeah, I mean, it's very nice of you to compliment about the dialogue deliveries and all of that. But yeah, it wasn't very hard. Again, you're in discussions about the character. Because I don't see the monitor after takes often unless he wants me to see something. So I got to trust the people watching the performance who are covering the entire narrative that we're saying. So yeah, it wasn't very hard, and the crew were very accommodating, and they gave me as many takes as I wanted, so it was fine. Yeah.
Jay, can we expect some exclusive BTS coverage of this where you're actually giving him some dialogues which is all for fun?
There's a lot of BTS somewhere. There is some
BTS.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know how much they can release, but
And we should give credit the writer.
Yeah,
The show,
Vishal.
was on.
He was on set
right.
throughout.
and we were constantly reimagining, changing
मतलब
things.
he I think has done a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
उसने जो काम किया है, adapting to कि एक होता है to write something, imagining something, and then landing up there and constantly adapting on a day-to-day basis. कि अगर ऐसा हुआ है तो where does it impact the overall show later? कि वो सारी चीज़ें करना, and to do that and to make something so coherent, so cohesive.
Yeah.
मतलब वो उसमें बहुत बड़ा हाथ है राइटिंग का.
Yeah. It's
Especially also I feel the consignment kind of conversation which is happening. You need to be very particular कि कौन सा consignment की बात कर रहे हैं, कौन सा कहाँ पर है. You cannot have confusion कि अच्छा कौन सा conversations चल रही है. I felt that when I was watching it.
There are multiple tracks.
yeah.
There are, it's not just one story. There are maybe it's a show that has multiple stories and multiple, very good actors and very good characters. And Vivek was so excited that even though he had to start shooting 2 months later,
That's not true.
he still came early. He still came. He's like,
That is not the truth.
"Bhai, main aunga."
Yeah, well,
bhai."
I know.
Yeah, right.
No.
Is he being paid extra by any chance?
Bhai, main aunga, bhai.
Is he being paid extra by any chance?
No, he's not
No?
being paid.
No.
He's just learning.
We've cast a producer.
But jokes aside, no, for example, in personal cost, Vishal, for example, he became a father. And he was stuck over there writing with us, poor guy. And then I think we sent
His son's almost
sent him back so he could see his.
No, his son's 3.
Okay, yeah, his son is 3, but the son was
born
while we were shooting.
while we were filming.
So it's been a 3-year journey
No, and
altogether for
he
this
was
one.
so, involved and
Yeah.
dedicated. Like, he literally flew in, maybe he flew back to Mumbai 2
Saw
days
his
before
son.
his son was born.
Yeah.
And was back, on set with us in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine, if I were his wife,
Yeah.
मैं छोड़ देता उसको. But hats off to her.
Yeah, exactly.
And as you say that 3 years of entire process of making this one, and especially shooting on the seas, that must be also difficult because you have to also deal with different kind of weathers and all like that. I want to know because it could be elsewhere if it's VFX or something else. I want to know on that.
No. I mean, there is a lot of considerable amount of set extensions and VFX. Majorly cleanup. I mean, we haven't really done. We've tried to do as much in camera as possible. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, it was very tough. I'm not going to simplify it. It was very hard.
Yeah.
But
it was tough. The weather was so
The weather was actually the toughest,
Yeah.
maybe.
Weather.
The weather was not supporting us as much as we wanted it to.
Yeah.
Because the winds were insane. We were not able to put lights up because it
And
was
these kind of
every time we
delays,
put a light,
yeah.
our light would just like fly off
Yeah.
because of the wind.
Oh,
Or
okay.
you know, it suddenly started raining.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
and they were-
continuity would go for a toss. People were sleeping because
Right,
it's a
right.
metal
Oh, God.
container. It's wet and it's greasy.
It would-
Everyone's falling, and you know, people are
Your
getting
early morning
hurt.
dew would also happen because you're in the ocean, right? So there's so
Yeah.
much fog,
Yeah.
mist. You're always dealing with that. Not only that, I mean, imagine like he can't just, you know, there, as you know, there's like the giant vessel, and then there are smaller boats and things like that. So these smaller boats, you can't just say put the boat there, mark A, and then mark A to mark B will move. The waves are doing their own thing. Ocean is doing its own thing. So it causes delays.
Each
you know,
boat weighs different,
Right.
so it moves differently.
Yeah, so there were a lot of challenges, but I think we learned a lot. Like I learned a lot,
Yeah.
you know. And again, you know, like he's our captain and our director, and it was great to see his patience and his temperament on set, because sometimes, you know, you get irritated. So if someone like he can, who must be, you know, dealing with a lot more stress than I would as an actor, that was very inspiring. And I think once the captain at the top is like that, the crew starts to follow that. So I think, you know, props to him and the production for giving us that crew and unit.
I have to ask this question to you, Jai, and which is about you know, the kind of projects what you're making also, and you've worked with him. What is your personal choice in terms, you know, as directing movies, and what you want to focus more on? Something mischievous coming on your way after this?
Mischievous? I mean, mischievous
funny-
is off screen. Yeah, it's behind the camera. But no, I just want to make stuff people enjoy watching. I want to make the kind of films I've grown up watching. You know, it's just, I mean, everything is, you know, this is a way of me trying to recreate my childhood memories of what I thought movies were. And what I felt the first time I saw James Cameron movie,
Right.
you know, like a True Lies or even Titanic. Matlab, that feeling was like, kya baat? What? You know, so it's just, I'm just trying to live that same memory, that same moment through the work I do, and I hope someone else feels that way when they see what I make. I hope I can make someone feel good like he made me feel. Yeah.
Lastly, my question is to you, sir. You are quite active on social media, and you always have your right opinions on certain matters which are critical, you know, be it for the country or be it, you know, when it comes to filmmaking for that matter. But sometimes we also see you getting trolled. Are you also expecting, like, you know, because of this, people will troll you saying that, you know, you are supporting nepotism in a way while, you know, you're getting your son into picture?
I wish there was an easier way to bring him. You know, it's the most natural instinct for a parent to want to protect and to further a child's career. दुनिया का नियम है, and anybody who says कि नहीं ऐसा होता नहीं है is lying. And मतलब this is the maximum I can do. I'm not. If I was a billionaire, I would have put in all the money in the world to make him comfortable and do whatever he could. I'm not. तो जो है मेरे पास वो उतना मैं. If I don't do it, then I failed as a parent. I would rather succeed somewhere as a parent than satisfy some invisible troll on social media.
And lastly, what's next for all three of you after this? After Lootere?
I'm waiting for
Lootere.
people to react to this,
Yeah.
then I will decide.
Okay. What about you, sir?
I'm in the middle of a shoot for a series called Gandhi.
don't think I can say it.
And I interviewed over there,
Did you? I don't
actually.
think so.
Yeah. And what about you, Vivek?
I've just finished a feature film. I'm not sure if I can say yet because they haven't. It's complete. It'll be out at the end of the year. It's a big film. I'm very excited. But just like Jai, right now it's all about Lootere. Everything is stuck there. It's taken, a lot of people have sacrificed a lot of even their personal lives. I know mine didn't happen, but I know a lot of the crew, because 2-3 साल लोग एक ही काम पे काम कर रहे हैं, especially Jai and Omar and our editor Viraj. They've been at it non-stop. So I just really want this to do well. It's a lot of people's hard work. So hopefully on the 22nd of March on Disney Plus Hotstar, thanks to you, you'll get the word out there and people will come and enjoy our series. So everything is for this right now for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Vivek Gomber and you're watching me exclusively on Zoom.
Hi, I'm Jai Mehta and you're watching me exclusively on Zoom.
Hi, this is Hansal Mehta and you're watching me exclusively on Zoom.